Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, on this episode of the Bullet Points this Monday morning, we're going to start the week off right by taking a look at what Beto ORourke said over the weekend. Now, of course, since I said the word Beto ORourke or Francis O'Rourke, or soon to be not happening Governor O'Rourke, you know it's got to be good. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. I want to hear from you guys on this one, and the phrase for this video is absolutely beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now, we're always looking to earn that subscription, so if you guys think the information that we bring to you is pertinent, can help further the Second Amendment, we'd love to have you in the fold. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you think it's worth it. Hit that notification bell so we can get this information out to you quickly. And now, let's hit this. Everything is linked in the description box, and like I said, I want to hear from you guys on this one, because this one is extra O'Rourke. I'm just going to say that right now. All right, let's dive in. O'Rourke. Time to find, quote, common ground on gun control. Okay. Let's just highlight what O'Rourke has been through. So you go from, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15s, AK-47s. Well, that didn't work out because you got kicked off the presidential candidate stage. Then you go to the run for Senate governor, or for senator in Texas. Also didn't work. Then you go for governor of Texas, and all of a sudden you become a pro-Second Amendment advocate. Then you start to kind of transition back to, no, we probably should take ARs. Then you take advantage of Uvalde like a very low person on the scale of gross level, right about down here. Here's a beetle, here's him. And so then you now go, well, now we need to find common ground. Okay, I say again, beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing, because this guy is doing anything he can to boost his poll numbers in Texas. And like I said, soon to be not going to be Governor O'Rourke. But let's show you what he's saying, because this is something, while O'Rourke is full of it, he's doing something the left is doing, and I want to highlight for you. Former Representative Beto ORourke, Democrat, Texas, in an interview broadcast on Sunday that Texas needs to find common ground on gun control by respecting the Second Amendment while also requiring safety measures on firearms. And to prove his point of common ground, he goes on in this article to lie, completely misrepresent facts, and I'm going to show you exactly what he did, and I'm going to counter it just so we get the record straight, because this man, woo! All right. O'Rourke. The 2022 Democratic candidate for governor of Texas slammed current Governor Greg Abbott for what he described as extreme gun policies in an interview in Austin, Texas, citing a Quinnipiac poll that found only 6% of Texans agree with Abbott's policy of no background checks. Okay, let's just unpack that one. There is no Abbott policy of no background checks. Background checks are federally mandated. You cannot buy a gun in a legal FFL dealer without having a background check. That is a federal law. So this whole idea of, well, Abbott wants to have no gun purchases with background checks, or all gun purchases with no background checks. That's not possible. There's a form called 4473. You're not buying a gun from any gun shop without filling that out. And guess what? You call the FBI, NICS gets involved, you're getting that background check. But it's a talking point. Now, what they're referring to is the concealed carry bill, or not the concealed carry, the constitutional carry bill that just passed in Texas. We're going to unpack that in a second, but right out the gate, we've got lies. Let's dive in. O'Rourke highlighted moderate gun control measures that both Republicans and Democratic residents of his state can get behind, some of which appear in a bipartisan Senate plan considered this week in light of the Uvalde situation. Okay, notice how this, first of all, is a complete hit piece against Abbott and also a boost piece for O'Rourke. But they said highlighted moderate gun control. What are they talking about? Well, let me show you what they're talking about. This is what The Hill and Beto ORourke is calling moderate. Universal background checks, red flag laws, safe storage laws. These are things that Texans agree, or most of Texans agree with, O'Rourke said. That's not true at all. Universal background checks is something that would require a national registry because you'd have to do person-to-person sales, so you'd have to know where every single gun is in a national registry. That's H.R. 8 and 1446. Obviously, most Americans don't want that because it's been stymied in the Senate for over a year now. Red flag laws. Yeah, did you see Cornyn's response back in Texas? No Americans want red flag laws. What they want is a solution to the problem, and you're trying to use it for gun control. That's what's really happening there. And safe storage laws were dramatically unconstitutional. They failed in multiple states across the board, including most recently in New Mexico. Safe storage laws basically walk in and the government tells you where you can store your firearms and if you're doing it right, which means you have to have a registry of where all the firearms are, which means you have to have a weekly check of the government coming into your house and saying you stored or did not store that properly. You really think all Texans want that? No, you don't, because he's lying. But let's keep going. I've got another quote. In fact, By signing permitless carry, that allows anyone to carry a loaded gun without a background check, training, or vetting whatsoever. He's made it far more dangerous in the state of Texas for kids in schools, but also for law enforcement. Okay. All right. So the constitutional carry bill didn't say you don't have a background check when you buy a gun. What it says is, on a gun that you own, that you've clearly already passed a background check for, you can carry it without another background check, which would duplicate the original background check. That's what that bill says. So the idea that, well, you're letting them carry a gun without a background check. Well, if you had a background check to begin with, why do you need a second one just to carry it, something you've already bought? It doesn't make any sense. And this next little piece really irritates me, where he's utilizing schools again, because in Texas, you can't have a gun on school grounds. In fact, if you don't believe that, I'm going to show you from Giffords.org. I love using their sources because they can't refute them. General prohibition on guns in schools and campuses. Subject to the exceptions described below. Texas law generally prohibits people from intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly possessing or going with a firearm on the premises of a school or educational institution. So how does signing a constitutional carry bill endanger citizens in schools when the entire point is it's not legal to carry a gun in school? That didn't change. That's my point. Beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. This man is as slimy as they get, and now he's back onto common sense gun reform, where we can meet in the middle. The only reason that they ever want to meet in the middle is because they think they're losing. Pro tip. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.